You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett Land and all of my friends around the world. It's a nice day here in Gwinnett County today. The sun is kind of shining, 44 degrees, going up to a high of 58. Still going to get some more showers, but nonetheless, it's pretty okay right at this moment. It rained cats and dogs yesterday. It was floods everywhere. The weather was crazy, y'all. Prayers going out to everybody down in Florida where the tornadoes touched down. If they touch down anywhere else, I hope everybody remains safe and got out of the way of danger. And as this weather continues to be kind of crazy today, I hope that you stay out of the way of danger. So if you get the warning, heed the warning and get moving. All right. It's a beautiful day today. Today is January the 10th. It's Wednesday, baby. It's hump day. You have made it to the middle, the middle. Yes, you are almost to the weekend. I know somebody's saying, thank the Lord. I know. I'm trying to do better about the weekends. I'm trying not to do work on the weekends. It's kind of hard though. I ain't gonna even front y'all. It's a little bit hard not to do work on the weekends, but I'm trying my best not to. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's hump day. You almost there. It's almost the weekend. It's also houseplant appreciation day. So if you are that person with the houseplant, show your houseplant some love. Matter of fact, we have a whole bunch of them downstairs, so maybe I need to go downstairs and water them. League of Nations Day. National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. National Cut Your Energy Cost Day. Is that right? Cut your energy cost. Speaking of energy, I'm in solar right now. Yeah. National Oyster Rockefeller Day. Listen, I like Oyster Rockefeller. Yes, I do. I should be having some right now. National Save the Eagles Day. I saw this guy. He saved the eagle. The eagle had got something caught in his wing. That thing was huge. The eagle wing. That's a big bird, y'all. It looks small when you're looking at it up in the sky, but when I saw that thing, I was like, that's a big bird. Like, that bird would come towards me and I'd probably pass out. But anyways, National Save the Eagles Day. National Shareholders Day. It's also National Take the Stairs Day. That's what I've been doing all morning, up and down the stairs. National Peculiar People Day. You know, it's some peculiar people in this world. Let me just say that. I had an interesting conversation yesterday, which, you know, it was pretty sad actually because it was a sad conversation. But I realized mental health is serious. It really is. And I ever since the pandemic and the whole George Floyd killing, I have been suffering with I think PTSD because I lost my mom to COVID. So I have been suffering with PTSD. When George Floyd got killed, it was like a whole lot of stuff that just happened at once. But what I will say is, I know my situation, right? I know when people are in my life and they disappear, it freaks me out. If I don't hear from you, it freaks me out. If I call you, you don't answer, it freaks me out. That stuff freaks me out. It used to didn't bother me. Now it freaks me out. But there are some other peculiar people in this world. And these are the people that just make up stories. Like, they make up stories and then they get mad about them. Them some peculiar people. So it's Peculiar People Day, so shout out to all of y'all. Here's what I do, though. I'm running from all of them. The minute I realize that you're peculiar, I'm out. Because it's draining. And sometimes it can be extremely hurtful. In my situation, very hurtful. Very hurtful. But it's some peculiar people. I'm peculiar. I know I am. But I don't think I'm so peculiar like some other folks. Like, I don't just be making up stuff. I want to say something else. I don't be making up stuff and then get mad at people. That I don't do. But there are people out there who will make up stories in their head and they believe them wholeheartedly. And it just didn't happen the way that they thought it happened. And it's weird because I'm like, what just happened? Like, I'm sending this in this instance. Yes, I'm sitting like seriously, you got mad because you thought I laughed at something, which I didn't. Because especially the thing they said I laughed at, because I would never laugh at that because I'm a stickler for time. Like, I'm the person that's gonna leave 2 hours early to make sure I beat the traffic so I can be on time. So I would never laugh at that. I would never laugh. That wouldn't be something I would laugh at because that's not funny. And I'm not that peculiar that I'm just gonna be laughing. No, that's not funny to me. Like, being late That's not funny to me. Having people wait, I'm not that person. I was about a minute away yesterday, and the light was taking too long to turn for my meeting. I was freaking out, like, oh my God, move out the way. So I'm like, yeah, I would never laugh at that because that's not funny to me. Like, at the core, who I am, it's not funny. I don't care who said it. It's not funny. So I'm like, well, why would I laugh at that? Because I wouldn't. That was one thing. But it was a whole lot of stuff. But I said all that to say, I feel like that's not just being peculiar. That's like a mental thing. And I had to go to bed and realize, Audrey, some people just have some work to do on. Like, I've done work on myself. I always work on myself because I know that I have a tendency. My brother and my mom used to say, so mean. They used to say that all the time. And I was like, why y'all say that about me? But obviously they saw something that made them think I was mean. What I later realized is that I wasn't mean. I'm pretty much no nonsense, right? And I'm pretty much the type of person that I'm not going to keep asking you something over and over. Like, I'm going to ask you a couple of times. I'm going to let you know where I stand. But if it keeps happening, I'm not asking you again. So they call that mean. I call it, I'm not going to keep asking you the same stuff over and over. My husband knows I'm the same way. I'm going to ask you 3 times, right? Unless you do something to me, you won't get 3 times. But if you sit there and you don't say nothing, I'm going to ask you 3 times. I'm not asking you again after that. I think that's what they call mean. Because I feel like I have tried to solve the issue and I've asked you what that problem was. And you haven't said anything. So I'm not asking you again because obviously you said it's not a problem, it's not a problem. So I think that's what my brother meant by me being mean. But I know the work that I had to do on myself to get to the point where I am. There are other people that still have a lot of work to do on themselves. I'm talking about because I can just imagine their lives without having loving people in their lives because they have run them off because they think certain ways about things and then they stop talking to people. Like, I can just imagine how lonely that life must be. And I thank God I don't have a lonely life like that. I have a core group of friends, and I actually thought this person was my friend. Well, I think that's what hurt me the most. Now, what that has done is shut me down, which I don't like to be shut down, but I can't stand to be hurt. Nobody can really. But I can't imagine not having friends, right? I got 4 best friends. I say this all the time, and I count myself blessed. We've been through things, but it has never been something where your mind just made up something and then you ran with that and then you just cut me off and not said anything. It's never been that. It's never been that. And and the things are not even, they don't even make sense. Like, if the regular person listens to that, is saying, okay, I'm missing something here. Because I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm missing something. But anyway, I digress. And it's so funny because my friend told me last night, she said, yeah, you're going to be hurt for a while. It's going to hurt you for a while. So I went through all the stages of hurt. I think I'm at the last one now. Because I could not believe that the person was mad. And they was like, you did a lot. I'm like, I did a lot. The things that the person said I did was unbelievably, it made no sense. I'm like, I asked you a question about something, like about people. I asked a question. That was a problem. They said I asked a question about people showing up at a conference. A question. And that was a problem. I'm like, I asked the question. They said that I rendered a service to them and my company's name was on the invoice for a service that I rendered, my company, and that was a problem. Well, what company name should have been on the invoice? Like, it's my company has different things that it do, so I don't have 12 different companies for all of. That was a problem. Like, well, it's my company's name. Like, what should have been there? It was crazy. It was crazy. The conversation was nuts, but it broke my heart. It broke my heart, and I was like, wow. Which in my mind, I'm thinking we were never friends. In my mind, we were friends, but in that person's mind, we couldn't have been friends because you sat back and you stacked up all these things to use them against me that made totally no sense, and they could have been things that you could have just come to me and said something about because we're supposed to be friends. We talk about everything else. So you were my friend, but I was never your friend, and I have to make peace with that. I had to make peace that person was my friend, but I was never their friend because it was like they built up a case against me about the stupidest stuff in my mind. In their mind, this probably was valid stuff. But in my mind, I'm like, it's my company's name. You were supposed to call a meeting that you didn't call, so it was my fault that the meeting didn't happen. It was just crazy stuff. Like, you were supposed to call a meeting that you didn't call, but it was my fault. So you got nobody. She get mad at nobody else in that group, but just me. Like that. Why you mad at me? I was like, so I said all that to say there's some peculiar. And I know y'all, I'm telling all this crap on the show, but I have to get it out so I can move on. I'm moving past the pain, and I'm probably gonna be in pain probably another couple of days because I thought we had a cool relationship. Like, we had great conversations, especially when we talked to business, because y'all know I love talking business. And then it just out of nowhere, everything just stopped. I'm like, and part of me, maybe I should have said earlier what's wrong, but I said that before, and when I said it was something so didn't make no sense. So I'm like, I'm not doing that again, because in my mind I already know you done made up something that just wasn't true. Like, I laughed about something that I would never laugh about because it's not funny, because that's not who I am, and I'm a stickler for time. So I'm like, that's not who I am. I can't see me laughing about that and co-signing that, because that's not nice. And it wasn't a nice thing. That's the other part. Like, that's not even nice. So you saying that I'm not nice, it was a whole lot. But anyway, I digress, and please forgive me. I was told that I had to go through all the stages of the pain that I'm feeling. So you guys get to hear part of the pain this morning. Tomorrow will be a different day. So I'm going to keep it moving. Okay, sorry about that. Pat Benatar's birthday. Love is a battlefield. Sister, you ain't never lied about that, because love is a battlefield. Do you hear what I'm saying? Rod Stewart's birthday. Happy birthday, Pat Benatar and Rod Stewart. Sissy Stringer's birthday. Happy birthday, Sissy Stringer. What? That's a short calendar today. That calendar is really short. Nothing really happened on November the 10th. That sounds crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going through my emotions right now. Unfortunately, you guys got to hear part of it. That's all the national days and birthdays I have for you today. Let's get on with these horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Michael Thassa for today, January the 10th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Oh, Lord, look how it started out. Don't avoid your true feelings. Oh, my God. Communication is a monster, too. Like, everything that happened probably could have been avoided. I mean, we probably could have salvaged the relationship if the person would have just communicated. But instead of communicating whatever they were feeling, they just kept all these little things in, and that they actually made up, because it was things that weren't true, didn't make any sense. They just kept it all in, and then it was like they were trying to build a case. It was like they were trying to build a case against me. It's like, you did a lot. I did a lot. So the things I did was I didn't call a meeting that wasn't my meeting to call. I had my company name on the invoice for a service that I rendered, which that's what I'm supposed to do. I was supposedly laughed at something that I would never laugh at because I'm a stickler for time. Like, that probably did never happen. There was a meeting. Now, here's the thing about meetings. All of my meetings are on my phone, on my calendar. When people have a meeting with me, they put it on their calendar. We don't call each other and say, hey, there's a meeting today, because it's on the calendar. So if I have a meeting and you're involved in a meeting and we have solidified the meeting is on the calendar. The only reason I would call about the meeting is if the meetings was canceled. So you don't have to call me about a meeting unless you want to. So they will call me and say, hey, do we have a meeting? It's on my calendar. It should be on your calendar because you have assistants who manage your calendar. So on my calendar, there's a meeting. You have assistants that manages your calendar. It should be a meeting. Why should I have to call you and say there's a meeting if it's on our calendar? So there was a meeting scheduled on my calendar and on their calendar. But instead of them showing up to the meeting, they felt like I should have called to say, don't we have a meeting? It's on the calendar. Isn't that like, I didn't call and say we didn't have a meeting. It's on our calendar. And I'm like, what? So in my mind, I'm like, you must have canceled. I canceled the meeting and I didn't tell you about it. It was that kind of stuff, y'all. And I'm like, so my calendar is pink. Right now for today, I have purple, pink, green. I have 1, 2, 3 purples, 1 red, and 2 greens on my calendar. Those are things that I have to do. That's how my calendar always look on my phone. That person has not 1 assistant, 2 or 3 assistants, and they keep the calendar. They put the events on the calendar. And in my mind, the event is on my calendar. I'm going to go to the event because it's on my calendar. I'm not going to call everybody, hey, we got a meeting today. It's on your calendar, isn't it? So that was a problem. And I'm like, really? So you held that up against me because you're always, you're calling, but why would I call if it's on my calendar? Because that's where all of our meetings go, on the calendar. I'm always call. You didn't have to call, just show up to the meeting. That's all. It's on the calendar. I didn't call and say the meeting was canceled. So then you don't show up to the meeting at all. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm at the meeting. Because I'm sure now when I had to think about it, I'm like, what? I couldn't even remember what they were talking about. But I don't remember. What I'm sure happened is what always happens. We put meetings on the calendar. I show up to the meeting because it's on every night before I go to bed. This is what I do. I look at my calendar for the following day. I look at my calendar to make sure I don't miss anything. Because I will sometimes wake up and lay in the bed at 6 o'clock and watch YouTube until 8 o'clock. And then I'll shower and come do my show. So I look at the calendar the night before to make sure there's nothing that I need to be doing the following day. I do this every day. So I look at the calendar. Okay, yeah, I got nothing tomorrow. Okay, cool. My day really starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, great. This is what I do. If there is a meeting on my calendar, okay, I got a meeting at 11:30. I'm going to do the show. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go to the meeting. I'm going to make sure the show is finished by 11 o'clock so I can get to the meeting by 11:30 because I don't like to be late because time is the thing for me. My mother raised my brother and I like that, and that's how we are. And so we don't like being late. We would leave 2-3 hours early just to get there on time. That's why I know I would never laugh and co-sign something negative about somebody's time. I wouldn't do that. So it's on my calendar. It's on your calendar. But instead of you showing up, you get mad because I don't pick up the phone and call and say, hey, we got a meeting today. It's on the fucking calendar. Again, I digress. Don't avoid your true feelings, Aries. I gotta let it out, y'all. I'm sorry. Romance will be yours if you get out and do things in large groups. You must try to help. All right, you looking for love, Aries? Get out and do stuff in live groups. Have some fun. Yep, go out and do something in large groups. Taurus, you are in a high energy, get it all done mood, and you'll have little patience with those who are slacking off. Talk to your mate about a vacation and discuss the expectations of your relationship. Avoid joint ventures and steer clear of groups that want you to contribute financially. Listen, Taurus. If you ain't got the cash, you ain't got the cash. Okay, see, I'm having triggers. Okay, so the other thing was there was an issue about money, right? It's supposed to be a meeting call. I said, hey, call the meeting so everybody involved can come to the meeting. You can tell us what we need to pay. Of course, I'm running 2 businesses. I'm running around trying to do. I forget all about everything. Call the damn meeting so we can come and do that. Nope. Why should I have to do that? Why wouldn't you do that? First of all, I don't even know how much money I'm supposed to pay. I'm like, but why wouldn't you do that? We had that discussion. Call a meeting. Nope, I'm not doing that. But why not? So you don't call a meeting, then you get mad at me. Well, you should. I should have known. You didn't even offer to pay $10. Why would I pay you $10 if I owe you $100? Tell me what the fuck I owe, and I'll pay that. Call the meeting. Nope, not gonna call the meeting. That sounds crazy. So this is what I went through last night. Like, you were supposed to call a meeting, you decided not to call the meeting, and then you got mad at me because you didn't call a meeting. And I said, call the meeting so everybody involved can come, or they can and just pay me money. I totally forgot. I forgot. And instead of you calling the meeting, you get mad at me. Now, everybody else, you ain't get mad at them, but you're mad at me. Why you mad at me? Well, because you should at least offer $10, but why not let me just pay you what I owe you? How about just call the meeting or send out an email, have your 29 assistants send out an email and say, hey, this is what you owe. And guess what? Everybody would have sent the money. It would have been, and that would have been over. But instead of doing that, don't call the meeting. Don't have the assistant send out the message. Don't do nothing and then get mad at me. I'm telling y'all, mental health is serious. And I'm learning, I have to learn. When I start to see them signs, I might just want to fall on back. Get on back, or you fall back. Just fall. And listen, I'm not saying I got the best mental health, because I don't. I just said I don't. I freak out about shit like, and I'm sorry y'all, but that's the mood I'm in right now. About, what's happening. If I hear a siren, things that I grew up in Newark, we heard sirens every day, all day. I hear a siren now, I freak out. It's the craziest thing. Somebody cough, I freak out. My neck is hurting right now. I'm freaking out. I said to my husband, you better make sure I don't have nothing. Because somebody at his job had COVID. So I'm freaking out. Like, he's sleeping. I'm like, you better sleep on your side of the bed. I got the mask on in the bed. I freak out. So that's mental. I know that. But what I don't do is get mad at people for stuff that I make up in my head. I don't do that. But that's other people mental. And I have to get past the fact that because that person has these issues, it hurt me. And I have to look at stuff from a distance now and make sure that when I meet people, I don't invite them into my life like I always do. Because I'm that person. Like, I'm the person that like community. I'm the person that want to be involved, and I want to embrace everybody. That's the person I am. And my daughter tells me all the time, stop doing that. And I'm like, no, I'm always defending people, trying to tell them why it's a good thing. And she tells me not to do that all the time. Well, this fucking time, I'm going to listen. I ain't doing it. Because when I tell y'all that hurt me. And I haven't been hurt like that in 20 years. Like, for real. And I was like, wow. Like, I can't even believe that just happened. But anyway, I promise I'm not saying another word about it. Georgette, if you listening to this, I'm getting it out my system right now. She told me, no, you got to get it all out. It'll come up again. I'm like, no, it won't come up anymore. She's like, okay. And this is all she said. Okay. And she got in her car. And here I am the next day still talking about it. And I promise you, this is probably the last time I'm talking about it, because I think the more I have time to think about it, it's just unbelievable to me. And this is what they said what happened. It's just unbelievable to me that the person would be mad at me about stuff that makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm going to say that part. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that I thought we had a great friendship, that you would kill our, because she killed the friendship. I didn't kill the friendship. That you would kill our friendship because you don't know how to communicate. And you just make up stuff in your head. Even if you made the stuff up in your head, at least say something so we can fix it. Because I could have easily said, no, I wasn't laughing. She could have said something right in the... If you thought I was laughing about something in the car, say something. Which I'm sure I wasn't, because that's not funny to me. On no circumstances is that funny. Unless we're joking around, like, oh my God, we're going to be late. You co-signed it because you laughed. This is what she said to me. I'm like, what? You did a service and it had noise on it. Well, that's the name of my company. Should have had something else on there? Because I used some technology. So the technology, the whole situation was strange. And I went to bed thinking about it. I woke up thinking about it. I'm on the show talking about it. I have to get it out of my system. I don't have anybody to talk to right now except you guys. So I'm sorry. Gemini, you can make a difference if you're willing to stand up and be counted. Don't turn down offers that include sports, activities, or children. You will have to be careful not to fall into traps set by jealous colleagues. All right, listen, Gemini, watch your back. They smile in your face, and all the time they want to take your place. Yeah, them backstabbers. So you got to be careful, because they're trying to set a trap for you, darling. Oh, they are trying to set you up for a fall, baby, because they're jealous. So don't trust them. I'm sorry to say. They're smiling. They're pretending to be your friend. Don't trust them, because they're not. They're trying to set you up for a fall. Cancer. Be careful while traveling. Someone envious of your popularity may challenge you to a debate. Sudden changes concerning coworkers may surprise you. Same thing, Cancer. They smile in your face, and all the time they want to take your place. They want to embarrass you. They want to make you look bad, because that's who they are, at the core of who they are. I just said mental illness is serious. And I don't think I knew how serious it was until, yesterday. So watch your back too. Be careful while you're traveling. I know it's a beautiful wintry day. It's going to be, the temperature's going to almost be 60. You want to get out and do some driving. Just be careful while you're traveling, okay? Leo, don't think the worst if you hear something negative about your partner. Please, Leo, don't. Just don't think the worst. If you need clarity, ask the question. If you heard something negative about your partner, go to your partner and ask the question, because it could be all made up and negative and wrong. So by all means, don't think the worst about your poor partner. That person don't even know you thinking that stuff. They don't even know what's being said. Go ask them. That you don't have to guess, because all you need to do is go ask. Try to compromise rather than having an all-out battle. Yep, you will find that unfinished projects at home will be more satisfying. Leo, please, for the sake of your relationship, do not, and I repeat, do not think the worst if you hear something negative about your partner. What you should do is get some clarity, because you could ruin a good relationship behind some nonsense that really didn't happen. I'm just saying. Virgo, try to concentrate on research and acquiring information that will be valuable in your chosen field. Secret enemies will be eager to spread rumors about you. You can utilize your versatile mind and dazzle others with your speed and accuracy. All right, secret enemies, you got them. They smile in your face, Virgo. All the time they want to take your place. They're secretly behind your back spreading rumors. Sad but true. Unfortunate. It's the way your day is going to go. Here's the thing. If you can, defend yourself. But if you can't, let your reputation speak for itself. That person is going to come back to them and bite them in the butt. And that's something I had to learn. My integrity was called into question, I felt like. My character was called into question, I felt like. But then I had to look at all of my good relationships, like my really good relationships, like my people relationships. And I know that has never been the case, and that's a person who has their own issues. So watch your back, Virgo, because they're trying to come for you. All right? I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies, and stay tuned.
Sure, we had fun tonight. You and me felt alright. But it's time you pick up your phone. You won't be worth my while. Me and you won't work out. Pick it up, pack it up, get a cab and go. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I ain't got room for love. I don't need stars above. All I need is my precious space. Yeah. Why you so serious? Can't you just be mine for a night, my love? Take it off, put it on, then be on your way. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I've been to hurt before. I've been through hell and more. So I hold on to my heart. I've been alone before. This way I won't get bored. So I hold on to my heart. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody.
welcome back. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Don't be too quick to judge your loved ones. Get thinking about prolonging longevity. You must use discretion when it comes to lending money and making donations. All right, look. Get to thinking about prolonging longevity. I'm thinking about that right now. Like right now, y'all probably hear this little buzzing. I have a neck massager around my neck. It looks like a pillow that you have on a plane, but for some reason, my neck has been bothering me. And it's probably stress. Because I got this event coming up next Friday, the Georgia AI Summit, and I really can't wait for it to be over. I really can't, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress for me, because events are stressful for me. But anyway, I've been, I think about that. I take vitamins, and I got, like black soap for my face, and, shea butter for my skin, and all of this kind of stuff. So I'm always thinking, and I'm trying to eat better. So, what's crazy is I've never been a terrible eater. I just had terrible eating habits. Like, I never was the person that ate gallons of ice cream and, whole bags of potato chips, like the big bags, and, just the globs of cookies. And I wasn't that person. I just have bad eating habits. Like, when I eat, how often I eat. Like, I wouldn't eat but 2 times. But when I did eat, it was like, late at night, things like that. And stress. Because stress is a mother freaker. Scorpio, sudden trips will take you by surprise. Don't make promises. Put your plans in motion by presenting your intentions to those who should be able to give you financial support. All right, look, don't make promises. If you know you can't keep it, Scorpio, then don't make it, because it is going to damage your reputation. People are going to be mad at you. People get mad at you for the smallest things these days. So don't make a promise you can't keep. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, it's not worth the headache that's going to follow. Sagittarius, get together with those you find mentally stimulating. You need time to think things through. Money problems will get worse if your partner hasn't been playing by the rules. Okay, what kind of rules your partner been playing by, Sagittarius? I'm just saying. Here's the thing, though. Do you know whether or not they've been playing by the rules, or are you in the dark? Because that's the worst part. They haven't been playing by the rules and you're in the dark. That's the worst part. I'm just saying, you might want to ask some questions your own self. Hey, what's going on with this, that, and the third? Listen, don't sit on it, Sag. Say what you got to say. Do not sit on the questions. Ask them. That's why they're called questions. I'm just saying. Capricorn, investments are best left alone today. Invite friends over. Friendships will be ruined if you let too many people get involved in disputes. All right, Capricorn, listen. Just don't do it. If you have something going on with your friend and that person, and you count that person as a real friend, go to them, say, look, we need to have a talk. Don't get everybody involved, because it could be a problem. Just if that person is somebody you feel like I really love, I cherish this relationship, I want to see it last, go to them and have the conversation. If that's not a person that you feel like you really love and want to have a friendship with, then don't. That's simple. Aquarius, you will be moody and react poorly to issues concerning your mate. Any financial limitations will probably have to be dealt with on your own. Get involved in creative projects that could turn into money-making ventures. Ooh, child, let me tell you something. That's a slippery slope to go down. Get involved in creative projects that could turn into money-making ventures. Listen, Aquarius, that is a slippery slope, because there's so many great ideas out there. I used to watch YouTube at night. I used to watch crafting, right? Not a good thing for me. Why? Because I've always wanted to be artsy. Did I tell you guys I took sculpting in college? I failed. How do you fail sculpting in college? It's clay. I failed. My little figures was so bad. I made a little town. Here's the crazy part now. This is the funny part. I sculpted a town. How about that? Out of all the things I could have sculpted, I decided I want to sculpt a town. Who knows? It was probably some ingrained thing in me about doing something major. So I sculpted this little ugly town, and I got an F for sculpting. But I love crafts, right? And then I start doing something in the craft space, and then I forget about it. So don't go down the slippery slope like me, Aquarius. I want to be crafty. I'm not. It could turn into money-making ventures, but there are a lot of those out there as well. You can do so many things. It's just, you can get lost. I'm just trying to help you out. All right, last but not least, my fellow fish, Pisces, listen to this. Get involved in groups that are creative in nature. Not me. I ain't doing it. Deceit around you is evident. Ain't that the truth? Emotional situations could bring out your stubborn nature. Ooh, child. Listen here, Michael Thyson. You better stay out of my body. Listen, you just saying all this stuff. Fish. Get involved in groups that are creative in nature. I just said that's a slippery slope for me. I get involved in that, and then I get all excited. Then I gotta buy stuff, and everything I do, I be trying to make it into like a hobby. It turns into a business. I ain't doing that. Y'all go ahead and do that part. I ain't doing that part. Deceit is evident all around me. Is evident, probably so. I won't even argue that point. And emotional situations can bring out your stubborn nature. Ooh, child. Yeah, stubborn is all on me this morning. I got to shake it off though. Shake loose everything that binds you up. I used to love that song. Shake loose. That's a gospel song. It's by Vicky Winans. Go listen to it. I need to play it right now. Shake loose everything that binds you up. Yeah, she used to be killing that song. It was crazy because at the church I used to go to in Jersey, we didn't have a choir and a band. We had a DJ. Like, he used to be killing all the church songs. And when I tell you that church be rocking, we had a DJ. Like, he had a turntable and everything. He played all gospel songs. And that was one of them. Shake Loose was one of them by Vicky Winans. I love that song. I'm going to play it when I get finished this show. I can't play it on the show because I don't have the license right to play it. If I could, I would, though, because it is a powerful song. Anyway, Fish, listen. Go out there, do something creative. Maybe you need to join that. Maybe I do need to join a creative group so I can get my mind off the crap that I'm going through right this second. Nope, not going to do it. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. And stay tuned. All right, let's get on. Let's keep this show rolling. Let's get on with some news you can use. Yeah. What's happening in Gwinnett County? Hey, listen, if you haven't taken your live trees down, consider dropping them off at select fire stations. Yep, don't just throw them on the side of the road. You can drop them off at select fire stations around the county through Wednesday, January 24th. So if you have a tree that is still in your house that's live, you can drop them off at a fire station through Wednesday, January 24th. That way, you don't got to just drop them on the street. On January 27th, collected trees will be chipped into mulch for use at local parks. So if you got questions about that, you got, make sure your tree is light free if you're going to drop it off. Don't have no ornaments on there, no tinsels, no tree stands, none of that stuff, just a naked tree. That's all they want is your naked tree. They're going to mulch it down to put into the parks. For more information about that, you can go to gcga.us/bring one for the chipper. That's cute. Who came up with that? gcga.us/bring one for the chipper. Go to the website if you need to find out where the drop off fire stations are. All right. Listen, do not drop the tree off on the side of the road. You can drop it off at a fire station. If you need to know where the fire station locations are, go to www.gcga.us/bring one for the chipper. That's really cute. I thought that was cute. All right, we had some really bad weather yesterday, and we have some rain coming today as well. And the roads can sometimes be freezing when the temperature gets too low. If you see black ice, do not try to drive on black ice. It's a thin layer of ice. It looks like the street, and it's very slippery, and it could cause all kinds of accidents. We don't want that to happen because that could be fatal. We don't want that to happen because that could be fatal. We don't want that to happen because that could be fatal. So if you need to know more about safe driving in the winter, see down here in Georgia, they don't put salt down. In Jersey, because the ice was worse than the snow. Like, we would have snow. Snow was fine because we know it's going to snow. You can see the snow. Black ice you can't see because it looks like the road is just slippery. And so down here they don't put down salt. They put down sand. And sand is not, in my opinion, it's not good. It gives you a little bit of traction, but the salt would actually melt the black ice. They don't put down salt. So if you are out driving and it's cold and it has been raining and you think it may be a chance that you could, get into some kind of accident, you can call 911. Or you can go to the website, GwinnettSafety411.com, GwinnettSafety411.com, GwinnettSafety411.com to find out more information about how to drive safe in bad weather, because that's important. I don't want y'all to be out there slipping on black ice, because black ice is serious. Yep, it's serious. All right, check this out. I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
East Coast always in me, Commonwealth, Lil Jon, getting love from my city. Yeah. I roll call for the DMV. In my own lane, you could still ride with me. Yeah.
Lord knows I made mistakes.
You won't end, but it's too late.
I don't need your support just to know I'm important.
I will never sell myself short, cause I know you see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm my alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Alphabet, babe.
Never really fit in, always felt like an alien.
I be in my own space of mine, making boss moves in my own time, and I
Got my own rights.
find me all alone. I'm on the road. I had to take a couple hits, a couple stones, but targets I don't ever miss. They wanna know.
It's hard to be me.
Let me give you this game for free. Know you see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm my alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Yeah, alphabet, babe.
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney. You're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show, bringing you the daily rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So, Duluth Mayor Nancy Harris, she formally stepped down. So they gave her a happy farewell, a fun farewell, so she can pass the reins over to the next mayor of Duluth County, Duluth, Georgia. Mayor Harris served as the mayor for 16 years. They said she had exemplary services. So listen, Mayor Harris, I wish you nothing but the best on your next endeavor. Thank you for servicing Gwinnett County and the city of Duluth. I'm sure the residents there appreciated the hard work that you put in for 16 years, and may the next part of your life be the best part of your life. Keep it moving, baby. Hey, let's meet Quentin and Caressa Hart. They're the owners of Social Cafe Restaurant located at 2439 Main Street. They're right up underneath the clock tower in the Heritage Village Shopping Center, right behind the Bank of America. Right there off of 78. So stop by and have a delicious sandwich with some yummy soup and get social. Now look, I'm looking for a place I can go and have, play spades. That's what I'm looking for. And they sell grilled cheese. I think that's amazing. I don't like soup, but I do like a good grilled cheese. I'm gonna go in there look, can I come in and play spades? I need to have a Saturday night hangout where I come and I play spades. So I'm gonna ask them hey, I want to come in. I want to start a meetup. I want to go. I want to play spades. I don't mind going to Snellville on Saturday night so I can play spades. I like playing spades, y'all. It is what it is. But anyway, welcome Caressa and Quentin to Snellville, and congratulations on opening your new business. I think it's amazing. Go check them out, y'all. They're located at 2439 Main Street, Suite 7. They're right underneath the clock in the Heritage Village Shopping Center right there, right behind the Bank of America. That's my bank, so I'm always over there. So it's right there behind that Bank of America. So go in there and check them out. Get you some soup, some croissants, a grilled cheese, because I like grilled cheeses. I do. I for real do like grilled cheeses. Yeah. Hey, listen. Gwinnett Public Library has a program for youth teen called the Rise Program, and it teaches teens how to become entrepreneurs. I love it. I love it. They have the classes coming up, and it's for kids between the ages of 13 and 19 if they're looking to start a business. Now, let me tell you something. These kids right now, they probably can be the bomb at business. Anyway, if they want to become an entrepreneur, the classes, the registration, the application closes today. So make sure that you get your kids' application in. For more information about how to get the application in, you can go to the Gwinnett Public Library, gwinnettpl.org for more information, gwinnettpl.org for more information, and to also get the application. I think it's a great idea. The participants will receive mentorship from industry professionals, develop a small business plan, pitch their ideas to a panel of local entrepreneurs, like a Shark Tank kind of thing. But the application's closed today, y'all. So make sure that these kids get their application. And listen, don't let your kids sign up if you know you can't get them to the program. They need to make a commitment. It's an intense program. They need to be able to make a commitment to the program. And if you have to be a part of that commitment, then you need to make sure you can make it as well. What you don't want to do is get the kids in the program and then you can't make it, so then they can't make it, whatever that may be. So the program is called Rise. It's a teen entrepreneurship program. Brought to you by the Gwinnett Public Library. Applications for the program closed today. It's for teens between the ages of 13 and 19. So be sure to let your teen know about it. I think it's a great opportunity. Great. Did you know that let me tell y'all something. The one thing I told y'all, if y'all have heard me on this show, and you probably have, when I moved here, I was just floored by how beautiful the parks were, right? But I was even more excited about the libraries. Like, the libraries have like podcast studios. They have like audio visual equipment. You can learn how to do programming for computers. You can learn how to do 3D printing at the library. You can learn how to do artwork at the library. You can know how to do animation at the library, y'all. And I think it's free. I think all of these programs, let me tell you something. There's a program called Blender. I was going to take Blender, and I may go take Blender. I was going to take Blender online, but what I've learned in my age these days, I'm not a good online learner because too many distractions are at my house. But they teach Blender, so Blender is a program. I'm surprised they don't teach Solidity, but Blender is a program that you use to create 3D environments. And I was looking into gaming at one point, and so I was going to take Blender. It also helped you create like different kind of little 3D things. I'm trying to find the right word, but anyway, I was gonna look at that. So they got Audacity, they got Premiere Rush, they got Adobe products, they got DaVinci Resolve, they got iMovie, GarageBand. They teach all these things at QuickTime. They teach all these things, and then if you want to learn how to use your camera, like the Canon Rebel T41 DSLR camera, that's a nice camera. That's what most podcasters that do videos use. They use that one. The Rode Video Mic Pro Shotgun mic. Yeah, that's when you shooting films. You want to use that because that's a shotgun, right? They got camera remote controls. Now, here's why that part is important, because we have a huge film environment. We have a huge film industry here in Georgia, right? If you know how to use like some of these devices, like LED lights and green screens, you can do a lot of work. You know, you can do a lot of work for small businesses if you know how to do these things. The Rodecaster Pro, we got that at our office. Like, we have the Rodecaster Pro console at the office with the podcast with all Rode mics. Yep, we got that. So these are things that you learn how to use, and the equipment is there for you to use. Also, you can learn how to create Raspberry Pi. I know that sounds like food, right? But that's actually programming and microcomputing. That's not food. Raspberry Pi is not food, y'all. 3D printing. 3D printing is amazing. I went to the Geek Spot. What is it called? It's called Geek something over here in Swanee, and it's a God, what is it called? It's a place over in Swanee. It's called Geek something. It'll come to me. But they have all of these machines in there. So if you want to make something, if you want to sew something, if you want to do 3D printing, if you need some kind of special cutter, I think I saw something like a huge laminator, a sign machine. You can make it over there at the Geeks. What is it called? The Geek Spot. It's in Swanee, but you got to be a member. I think the membership is like $50 or something. I thought it was amazing, and they get together at 10 o'clock certain days, and they make stuff. But anyway, over at the library, they got 3D printers. They got Cricut makers. They got embroidery machines. You can go there and learn how to do all this stuff. The libraries are amazing. I just had to shout out the libraries because they are. I know somebody's saying, what? Yeah. Spring registration is open for both baseball and softball. This is for, what is it, Swanee? Yeah, I think this is for Swanee. No, Peachtree Corners. So if you have it's for all ages, from rookie to senior, ages 3 and up. Yep. Baseball and softball registration is open. You want to register your kids, you can do that. The first evaluation date is January 27th. Sign up. You can sign up by going to nybsa.teamsnapsites.com. NY, B as in boy, S as in Sam, A as in Apple, teamsnapsites.com. nybsa.teamsnapsites.com to register your child for baseball and softball. Registration is open. First evaluation is January 27th. All right, that's all the news I got for you today. I'm going to go to my last song, then I'm going to come back and give you my words of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned. I'll be right back.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care anymore. It's like we're losing all track of time. I just got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around, wow. So where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? This is what we do. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. Let's get down. We get down to the beat, y'all. Yeah, it's like I'm stuck in this mystic cloud, waiting for something I can't get out. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care anymore. It's like we're losing all track of time. I just got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day I'm hoping that you will be mine. Turn my life around, wow. Yeah. Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? We're stalling all over. And let's get together now, so we can find a spark in the night. Yeah. Boogie down. Come on. Blow that. That's right. Through our hands.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration. Before I go, all right, here goes. It says a real friend is someone who believes you are a good egg despite his knowledge of your little flaws. Let me say that again. A real friend is someone who believes you are a good egg despite his knowledge of your little flaws. Bernie Metzer said that, and he was right. It's hard to have good friends. It's hard to have real friends. And I say this all the time. I count myself blessed to have 4. Outside of my husband and my daughter and my brother, I have 4 friends. They are my best friends too. Like, they are my bestest friends. My husband, my daughter, and my brother. They're my bestest friends, right? But I got some besties. Like, I'm sitting here looking at a light that one of my besties bought me, and she's always very thoughtful about the things she do, and I love her for life. But I'm blessed because I have 4 of those, and that's hard. And I want to have more, but it just doesn't work out like that. But I want to read y'all something that this thing says. It says, to my bestie. And this, when she gave me this, I'm the type of person, like, little things like this, like, does something to me. It says, to my bestie, if I could give you one thing in life, I would give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes. Only then would you realize how special you are to me. A truly great friend is hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to replace. You are irreplaceable. You are one of those people who make my life better just by being in it. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Love, the one who needs you till the end. I have to look at that because that lets me know right there that I'm a good friend. So listen, be a good friend to somebody. If you be a good friend, you might get a good friend. That's all I got for you today. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent 56 minutes listening to me whine today, and I appreciate you for that. Please forgive me for that. I had to get it out my system. Georgette said I had to go through these phases. She's a love doctor. She's a relationship person. I'm not. She told me I got to go through all these phases. So hopefully I'm through the last one. But thank you again for listening. You could have been somewhere else. I appreciate you for real. I love you all for just being here and listening to me. You've been listening to me for a very long time, 5 years now. And I pray that, I can continue to come and do this show and enlighten you. Yes, it was a heavy day today. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I had to get that out of my system. Remember, stay safe out there. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Good Morning Gwinnett. And I keep saying I got to share the information about the solar. I'll share it tomorrow, y'all. That's my new venture, and I'm excited about it. Stay safe out there. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing. Until next time, my friends, and I call you friends. Until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.